Hello everyone, how are you? I think I'm on the verge of a nervous breakdown, so I thought to myself, get outside, get to the garden, see what's out there, and I found so many beautiful hellebores. So I'm gonna design something for myself with them. And I thought, get out the tripod, turn on the camera, share. So I'm gonna design in front of the camera and see what I come up with. Hopefully something that inspires you to go outside and find something beautiful to make yourself feel better if you need that. I'm gonna start with some eucalyptus. This is from California. It smells amazing. It smells like sunshine. We're having real spring down there. Ours is just getting going. So this is gonna offer me some nice, light, airy blueness that I think will play well with some of the elements that I got from the garden. This is the Kothaway. It's a perennial shrub, kind of unimpressive a lot of the year, but it has this really beautiful chartreuse, kind of gold to blush, new growth. And this is some butterfly ranunculus that I got at the flower market. It's from California, and I thought they could be a really nice pairing together, and particularly with the kind of cool purples of some of the hellebores from the garden. So that's what started this whole thing. And I'm just creating this framework of leaves that's gonna create an idea of what the finished arrangement shape might be. Of letting things drape and break over the edge of the vase in some places. So we have a lot of swoosh, a lot of swoop. I like that. Do some editing here. It's a good starting point. I also have some really lovely, they started as white hellebores, but they're kind of gone to a pale green, like kind of almost vegetal. And they serve almost like foliage. But of course, they have these pretty little flowers. And these have been kicking around the studio for like 2 weeks. Hellebores are tricky. They either seem to go forever and ever and ever, or they crash and are just wilted little sad sacks in a matter of hours. Some of that has to do with the point at which they're picked, but some of it honestly I think is just a toss of the cards. I don't know. There's certain ways to condition hellebores that are well documented on the internet if you want to look that up. These are surefire bets because they have lost their stamens. They're very mature, and they're still, I think, quite pretty and have this fetching stem shape. So these will probably last dependably. I've also conditioned the ones from my garden by putting little slits in the stems. Ooh, that turned a different way than I expected, but I'm gonna let it stay there. And once I've put a slit in the stem, I submerge it in water for quite a while, like a day. That also seems to help them last a bit longer. But hellebores, I don't like to put all of my eggs in a hellebore basket. You never know if they're going to say goodbye in just a short amount of time. So best be prepared for that. What do we got going on here? Kind of like this twisting effect that's starting to happen. Keep that going. And we have this kind of, let's see. This is a really lovely one. This is from our garden, and I think it is just something that got invented in our garden soil. Hellebores do a great job of self-seeding I think that this might be an invention of the garden. I could be wrong. It could have a name, but I don't know what it is. If it does. It's one of my favorites though. Let's see here. I think we're going to get some spirea involved here. This is a lovely shrub spirea that is one of the first things to flower. This was grown by Field to Heart. They're in Chehalis, I think, Washington. And they have these wonderful dancey stems that I think are really whimsical and enchanting. So fun, all the curves. And by building up tall, I'm really just changing the whole relationship, like the whole conversation. This was the top, and now probably the top is out of frame. It's like a whole other story being told. I love to go tall, 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 especially at this time of year when you can get branches that are just little sticks when you start, and then you put them in the house, and a few days later you have a big blooming, fabulous display. It's like bringing the essence of spring inside. One of my favorite things to do in this season. And there's more foliage here. Gonna get a little more going in the front here. It's hard to do this backwards. I can only imagine what you're seeing, but let's see how I do. I've got, forgot to tell you the mechanics. I'm using chicken wire and tape in here. And I will often try to just use like willow or some sort of branch on the inside for structure, but I knew I'd be working with some really wispy materials here, so I went for the big guns and got out the chicken wire. I've edited a lot of the leaves off of this Leucothea. It was just a little too heavy in the front, but I still like the vertical that is being offered by leaving those little blooming bracts there. Let's see what else we can do here. Looking around. Oh, I almost forgot the butterfly ranunculus. Look at that. I think I'm going to start though first with some more hellebore. I'm going to put some dark hellebore in the back, so you can kind of, I hope, see it peeking through, and this could be considered a two-sided arrangement. So this way we have some interest going on back there. I think that these dark hellebores are so, I don't know, dramatic. And the whole palette of hellebores, just like they go so well together. All of these mauves. And all of these flowers at different stages. It's really enchanting. Dramatic. I'm almost done. I do want some of these pops of yellow to appear. I think that the yellow next to this dark hellebore is pretty cool. And again, trying to like create, like here we have this line of the dark hellebores, this line of the mauvey hellebores, trying to really recreate what you might find in the garden, like one root source, one line of plant, maybe that they are all from the same plant in my imaginary garden that I'm trying to build here. Okay. A little too centered. See if I can get them out. There we go. It's still too centered, so I'm gonna cut it. Find another one. Never be afraid to make the plant do what you need it to do. You're in charge. So I'm inventing a new line for this plant. There, that's more what I wanted, I think. By just cutting them apart and then putting them back together again. I'm going to put a little bit more in the back so that it can be a two-sided affair. Right now it's all the interest is on one side. A little something back here. We're very nearly there. One more. I wish I had one more chartreuse. Or maybe the Coralopsis. Let's see. This is another spring favorite. Talking out of itself. Whee! This is Coralopsis. It's a shrub, a woody shrub. This was grown by Jello Mold Farm. Picked it up at the market this morning. Maybe this is going to be what I need. I love this chartreuse in early spring. It's a little too tall. Is that it? Oh, a little too tall. Some more off. Edit, 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 edit. I really want those little bells to be down in amongst the flowers. Arrange and rearrange. I think that we're just about there. I want to have this Coralopsis kind of repeat itself up here again so that it's like weaving through the arrangement. Sometimes when I'm working, I get so enthusiastic and then things get kind of buried. So I like to go through it towards the end and put everything back as I wanted it to be. I think I'm going to sink one more dark hellebore into this spot. That depth will really like create, I don't know, like an illusion of even more depth, I hope. Give you a little something to look at. Plus the stamens of this guy are yellow, which reverberates really nice, reflects the yellow in the arrangement. How's that? That just about done it. I think I better stop. I feel better already. What I'm going to do is photograph this so that you can see the finished arrangement, and I'll put that on my website and also on Instagram. And thanks for sticking with me as I made myself feel better with spring flowers. I hope that you can go find something beautiful to make yourself feel better if you need that today. Thanks very much. Bye.